Hi, this is David Koechner. You know me from Anchorman and the upcoming Anchorman 2. And I'm here with Sean Evans from Back to the Movies. There it is. There's my back. That's how I watch movies.
Hey guys, we are joined here by David Koechner on the show tonight to start off the upcoming film Anchorman 2. How are you doing this morning, David?
I'm fantastic. Yourself?
I'm not too bad, thank you very much. So, the second installment sees the gang back together doing crazy stuff in the newsroom. How did it feel when you got the news that Anchorman 2 was going ahead?
Well, I was very happy. I had heard rumors of it before, earlier that month, that we're talking about, what, a year ago? No, wait, it's September. Was it March of 2012 they announced it, I think, something like that? And I'd kind of gotten wind of it. We were supposed to shoot a movie in 2010, and then it just went away. So I'm guessing that's why Will probably announced it as soon as they gave us a green light, so there was no backing down.
Now, with comedy films in general, it seems as though they always tend to stay around the same old jokes time and time again to get a guaranteed laugh. But with Anchorman, I always feel as though it dares to be different. It kind of stretches the boundaries of the comedy. How do you feel as an actor, knowing that you can have that kind of creativity over the kind of comedy that you can portray?
Well, it really is all about Adam McKay and Will Ferrell in the regard to this picture. They're brilliant in terms of people I've met in comedy. So that's probably the big difference. Definitely not me. It's them.
Fair enough. I think it is you as well. I mean, Champ's a great character, so you've got to give credit to yourself there as well.
All right, I'll take a little thank you.
No problem. Now, aside from the short clips that have been released for the film, I mean, a lot of it's been very secretive, very under wraps. Is there any insider knowledge that you can share with us at all? And what can the audience expect from the film?
I would say it will exceed your expectations. It's devastatingly funny. So if you're a fan of the first one, you'll love the next one. You won't be disappointed. Plenty of fresh stuff. It's definitely not a retread. Yes, it's the same team, which you wanted, but there's one piece of physical comedy that I've never seen before that I think is going to blow everyone's mind.
Okay.
It certainly blew mine.
You're keeping that very secretive there, which seems to be on the same lines of what everyone else is doing at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the guy.
Okay, that's fair enough. It's safe to say now in Anchorman in the first film that Champ has a huge man crush on Ron throughout the first film. Now, is there room in the second one for a Channel 4 man love romance, perhaps?
You mean like porn?
Not like porn, just like a man crush.
I was kidding.
The next stage.
Let me think. Well, I haven't seen the final product, but I think that idea is teased out a little bit more.
Just leaving it there, man. Just leaving it there. So there's nothing you can tell us about that. I mean, Champ doesn't buy Ron a mustache comb for Christmas or anything like that.
That would have been good.
Yeah, thanks for that. I'll make note of that. I'll send it off, see how we go.
There you go.
Now, imagine this situation. We're going to go away from Anchorman 2 slightly, because I know it's all secretive. I know everything's under wraps. But just imagine this situation. Now, in the film, Ron Burgundy tragically dies. He could get hit by lightning. He maybe overdoses on inhaling too much Sex Panther. Something crazy like that. It could happen. Champ Kind gets approached to be anchor on the Channel 4 news team. What would Champ do differently with the show?
Well, I don't want to get too dark, but if Ron died, it might be a Romeo and Juliet situation.
Oh, you'd go with him, right?
That'd be my guess.
Yeah.
That'd be my first instinct. Or else, I mean, he would certainly go on a bender of epic proportions and just probably drown his sorrows in a bathtub full of gin.
But aside from that, if he did somehow found the righteous path and become a reformed character, how would you think he would change the Channel 4 news show beyond the tears, beyond the sadness?
How would he change the Channel 4 news team? I don't know. I think he'd probably freeze up if he did the news. Or I think he would probably just cry, sob, and weep through the entire time. Or maybe it would just always be a tribute to Ron every newscast.
That sounds nice. So I've been looking all over the internet, David, and I come across your YouTube page, which is a host of online comedy sketches called Full on Koechner. It stars you as various different skits, starring as various different characters, which are absolutely hilarious. Now, what gave you the idea to start a YouTube series, and did you think it would ever get as popular as it has already?
I was approached by a company called Official Comedy to become part of their channel. So they set up the page for me, gave me some funding for production. I hired some guys to shoot and edit, and then some buddies and I got together and wrote some stuff. And that's basically how it came to fore. And it's fun. It's an interesting thing because it's a different medium and people digest it differently. So I'm still figuring it out, how people take YouTube in. I've been told that it's largely viewed by 12-year-old boys. And I can get that given the popularity, the most popular shows on YouTube, you kind of understand who's watching that.
Okay, how do you feel knowing that your mass audience is 12-year-old boys? Because that does sound rather strange there, David.
I'm not sure it is. I don't think the majority of people who've watched my things are the 12-year-old boys. It's certainly, I don't write for that. I write for myself because you can only do what you do and you hope other people enjoy it. So I can't pander. The most pandering thing I did was Cats and Balls, which I thought was slightly satirical and also ridiculous.
I did actually see that. It was on a WGN interview that you did not long ago, and they were showing the cats hitting the guys in the nuts. That was a fantastic interview, but unlike them, I won't be asking you to do any exercises on the gym equipment behind you there.
Oh, thank you. You do watch. All right.
I do indeed. You definitely showed half of Chicago there, your talents. But yeah, moving on aside from that, I mean, you're a stand-up comedian. Will you be coming over to the UK anytime soon? Because I'm sure the guys over here would love to see your stuff.
That would be glorious, but there are no plans as of right now to do that. I do believe we are going to be doing a press junket in London, though.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you know when that'll be roughly at all?
I can't remember if it's the end of November or if it is, I have it in front of me, or if it is the first week of December. So it's toward the end of the year.
Okay, fantastic. Now, I was watching not long ago, I mean, we had Marlon Wayans on the show, so we're obviously talking about a haunted house when that was come out, and you obviously star as the cable guy in that film. Now, Haunted House 2 is currently filming. Is there any room there for you to make a cameo appearance again? Has Marlon called you up and asked you at all?
No.
Nah, straightforward, just like that. No. Did you enjoy working on that film, even though you were on the screen ever so briefly?
Oh, yeah. It's a great work with him. Nick Swartzen's a friend. Always a pleasure to work with him. Dave Sheridan, who played my brother, is I've known him for almost 30 years. Great guy, fun to play with. So that was great. And I'd never worked with Cedric the Entertainer. I enjoyed that immensely. Essence Atkins is amazing and beautiful.
Yeah, totally agree. What projects are you currently working on at the moment that you can tell us about?
Well, I just did. You were talking about independent films and how they're funded. I just did a very short one, about a 40-page one, called 110 Landaff, and that was a passion project. It's about a family in Philadelphia, and so little girl's point of view, and she has 6 brothers and sisters, and 2 of her brothers have Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, which is a fatal form of muscular dystrophy. They die before they reach adulthood. Really cool movie coming out in February called Cheap Thrills. We shot it last year, just went to a film festival last week in Austin, Texas at Alamo Drafthouse called Fantastic Fest, and Cheap Thrills screened there to we got a great reaction from the audience. Everybody loved it, and I spoke with a bunch of critics the next day. They were just blown away. They really dig it. It's a thriller that has twisted, dark comic elements.
Okay, definitely looking forward to seeing that one. I just want to thank you for joining us, David. We wish you all the success with the release of the film, and we'll put a link to your YouTube page in our video description. Thank you for taking the time to join me on the show.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.